What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Amateurs Podcast. It's been a minute, but we're back with another episode, and it's time to do our conference preseason previews. College basketball is under 50 days away. I think we're nearing in on just a month away. So we're going to start with the reigning champ conference, the reigning best conference of all time conference, the SEC. Now, last year with our previews, we did a tier list, and each conference took about 50 minutes. We're going to shorten that down for you, probably do like a 25-minute episode today. Not tier list style, but we're going to go through each team, team by team. Anything you want to say before we get into it?
No, as you remember, we have five. We're gonna bunch them into tiers. There's the first tier, which is a natty contender. Second tier, which is a top 25 team, deep NCAA run. Three is should be bubble, but should be in. Four is could surprise, and five is
Trash.
yeah.
So, starting off, we're going to do it in alphabetical order. We have Alabama. What do you think about Alabama?
Tier two,
Okay.
don't love them. I think this is a down Alabama team. They have three really good players in Philon, if he's available, um, and Holloway and Reitzel coming back from an injury. Um, I don't know how Noah Williamson, the 7 foot transfer from Bucknell, is going to hold up, but he's mobile when he's 7 feet.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think this team doesn't have a clear alpha like it has in the past few years with Mark Sears. And then also they lost Mark Sears, Grant Nelson, Omarui, a lot of talent lost. I mean, obviously it was a big pickup getting Phylon back from the draft at, the last hour. Um, and I think with Nate Oates, the team will be solid regardless. He's a great coach. But I don't see this roster stacking up to the past 2 years of Alabama.
you don't see Phylon as the alpha?
I think he is the best player, but I mean, it's going to be a big jump for him. He was like the fifth leading scorer last year.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's two X factors here. One is Aiden Sherrill, high recruit, didn't really perform well. Will he make a leap? And then Houston Led is a really strange case. Proven mid-teen scorer, and then redshirted, but then had to play in some games. I don't know what he is, but
Yeah. And I think another big question is Jaleel Bethea health. He's going to be out, I think, for a little bit. I forgot what the injury was, but I don't think he'll be available for the start of the season.
we still don't know what he is either.
Yeah.
So
But I think, yeah, I'm not expecting a top four seed, but I'm expecting them to make the tournament.
yeah,
All right, number two, we have Arkansas. Now, I think they'll be good, but I'm not buying all this preseason hype. I've seen a lot of like they have great odds to win the national championship in all the sports books. I'm not buying that.
but they're tier two.
Yeah, I think they'll probably be in the top 25, definitely to start the season. But I mean, Cal admits to himself he recruits freshmen like nobody else, but freshmen don't win anymore. Freshmen don't win games anymore.
I mean, he's
And I
got
mean,
two good.
they didn't have a great yeah, they have good freshmen, but they didn't have a great transfer class. They only got two guys. One guy I'm intrigued about is Malik Ewan. I know
Yeah,
he's been talked about a lot.
yeah.
Interested to see what he brings to the table over there in Fayetteville.
I think they're long, they're deep. Um, I'm worried that some of their players have maybe peaked. DJ
DJ
Wagner.
Wagner.
And in Brazil, I don't think he was utilized as well last year as he could have been. But man, when you bring in Acuff and Malik Thomas,
They have
that's tough.
talent, they have names. It's just I don't think I'm not expecting they'll make the tournament, but I'm not
Yeah.
expecting big things. Number three, Auburn. Now, obviously, Auburn had a tremendous loss this past week with Bruce Pearl stepping down, bigger than any player for them, considering I think he's a top five coach in the game, or he was. So that's going to be, for me, that's the big question.
Well, Steve Pearl's been around the program. Hopefully,
He's not
some
Bruce, though. Like, we don't know.
no,
We don't know. We don't know.
we don't know. I think the bigger question is Freeman, Elijah Freeman. Can he make the leap from Lincoln Memorial to SEC and maintain those stats? Also, Pettiford, I haven't seen an update on his. Yeah, I think he had a brush with the law.
He's good to
Uh,
go.
he said, okay, so good guards, Pettiford and Keyshawn Hall are nice.
I think, like you said, Elijah Freeman, South Florida kid, interested to see how he translates.
Yeah,
Also, Abdul Bashir, who led JUCO in scoring last year.
yep,
They have two guys making that big jump up, and I think they're going to be relying on both of those guys. So it's going to be interested to see. And then I think I like their portal class. I think Kevin Overton, he might have peaked as a player, but we saw what he did at Texas Tech. He can go.
yeah.
Keyshawn Hall led the Big 12 in scoring last year.
It,
I'm a big fan of his game. Keyshawn Murphy is a solid big from Mississippi State. Um, Obviously, there's no Janai Broom on this roster. This is not going to be Auburn of last year, which I think you guys will realize as we go through this video, SEC is not going to be as good as it was.
right. It's a down squad. They're not as big as they were last year. They were huge last year.
Yeah.
This year, they're not. Intriguing Bosnian kid, and I don't think he's related to any of the other players with the same last name, Filip Jovic. 6'8" kid who can play, did very well in the Adriatic League. I think he'll fit in there nicely, but it's question marks everywhere.
Yeah, and I mean, for the viewers, I don't know much about all the international guys, and it seems every team has one.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be focusing more on, the transfer high school guys because all these guys are question marks right now. But moving on, we have the reigning champs, Florida. Um, they are tier one, but it's a completely different squad than it was last year in terms of how it's going to be.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously, they lost the backcourt, right? And that was the best backcourt in the country. That was their premier strength. So this year is going to be the front court. Kuds has a chance to be the best front court in the country, and that's going to be the premier strength. Returning Tommy Howe, Alex Condon, Ruben Chinyelu, and then Micah Hanlockton off the bench. Now, obviously, great portal or solid portal class, top end talent with Xavier Lee and Boogie Flan. We know at least Boogie Flan. We know he can play in the SEC.
Yeah.
Xavier Lee, it's going to be to see if his game translates, and if it does, it's a huge, considering how good he was, his usage rate at Princeton. Um, but definitely going to be a different look for the reigning champs. But they return the entire starting front court, got great backcourt portal class. I'm expecting tier one.
Here's my problem. I have them tier one too, but I'm not. I have a lot of questions. That front court is going to own the boards, but there's not another team in the SEC that has a real strong post up game outside of a few guys here and there, and they don't have an elite front court scorer. Condon's the closest thing you have, and then you're also talking about playing Tommy Hawk, who I like, but they're playing him at the small forward. And that means there are going to be games when you play against, a three guard
Yep.
backcourt. He's not on the court. So, I, I,
I, I hear you, but I also think we're also expecting Tommy Howe to make that perimeter jump, right? Because he's been a four past 2 years, make the jump to be able to play out in three. But we saw his three ball was reliable last year. He improved a lot. He had some very clutch threes. If the handle catches up, you know how big this team is?
no, they're
They're
huge.
starting three dudes over 6'9" if that's the case.
They're huge. But again, it's not. There's no team out there. Maybe Houston with Cenac, a couple other guys here and there, Duke, that really have. It's not like you're playing Shaq every night. And
No,
so
I know, but I mean, but that you're talking about it as a disadvantage, and I think it's going to be a great advantage.
I think it's not a disadvantage, but it's a matchup problem only because they don't really have a post scorer. I mean, Chinyelu is a
No, but I
monster
know
for
you're
the
saying, but
average.
those don't necessarily exist anymore.
No, that's part of my point. And also, I think this team lacks elite shooting. Um,
I can understand that, especially compared to last year, and it's going to rely on their. I think the bench is going to have to step up in that regard. They got AJ Brown from
yeah,
Ohio,
yeah,
decent shooter. It's going to see how big his role is, and then Urban Clavshar. second year with the program, seeing if he can take that jump and be, the shooter off the bench. And then obviously you're projecting Xavier Lee, Boogie Flan being solid. But yeah, there's no Walter Clayton shot making on this team. It's going to be a completely different look.
Yeah,
But
I
that's
agree.
going to be interesting to see. Most teams have kind of like a play style to see if Golden can flip it around and still retain or remain like a national contender with a completely different play style. Is going to be really cool to see. Um, but let's move on. Let's go to Georgia. Yeah, this team is not good at all.
No.
It looks like what's his name? Mike White. He went all in on shooting in the portal and kind of just didn't get anything else. This team is not flat out not good. They
Yeah. I mean, there's not much to mention. Blue Kane and Cannon Catchings. Okay, maybe
I
there's
like Jeremiah Wilkinson, the Cal guy. He was like ACC Six Man of the Year,
yeah.
but I this is gonna be they're not making the tournament like they did last year. There's no Asa Noel. They lost Silas DeMary. No,
There's a regression here.
yeah, and they just extended Mike White, which is like Kentucky. Three words: depth, depth, depth.
They're good.
They're here's my so Otega Owe is a dog, right? He's the alpha, in
Yes.
my opinion. It's kind of like how the rest of the pieces fall into place. I think Jaden Quainton's health is going to be an issue to monitor coming off the ACL tear.
Okay.
Um, and I think, the backcourt is going to be who's going to start for them. You have Jalen Lowe from Pitt,
Oh,
Denzel
well.
Aberdeen from Florida, Jasper Johnson, a five-star point guard.
Yeah.
Trent Noah running it back for year two. You have a lot of pieces. That's why I said depth. But other than Owe, I don't know anyone's role.
Well, Jalen Lowe, you do. I think those two guys, and then you have Diabate, who I think is a really solid, if not very good, 3 and D guy, and Brandon Garrison. I think just as a board monster. He's
I
got
don't think he's like
no. He's not going to give you much. But if it's Garrison and Quaintance,
there's
uh,
some good, yeah, size, functional size there.
and they added. I know you're not looking so much at the
Internationals.
international. Jelovich is a 6'11", and he's considered one of the top 10 international guys. Has a little bit of a shot. I don't think he's a traditional, old school big, but he's, that's good size. They're, as you said, they're deep. Um, I don't see anything taking away from a deep run other than roll and fit and an injury to like an OA. That would be
Yeah, always the guy. He's a dog. But yeah, I see the second weekend team in the tournament for sure.
yeah.
Moving on, LSU. No bueno. This team is not good. I think they're better than Georgia. I agree with you there.
Yeah.
But I'm the team, in my opinion, this was the worst team in the SEC last year. And then there wasn't any major upgrades, like at all.
Well, yeah, I I like Jalen Reed, the returning big. I think he had a nice season there. I've always been a fan of Mike Nwoko, who transferred from Mississippi State via Miami. I think he's just a functional big. Dedan Thomas from UNLV is
He's going to be in Gainesville next season, know?
he's a really proven scorer.
He's good. He's their best player by far.
Markel Sutton from Omaha. I don't. I think he's one of those traditional mid-major guys who's 6'8". He's massive. He's not a great shooter. He's not an athlete. I mean, an elite athlete. They're all athletes. And so he's dominating because he's just bigger than anybody else. But in this conference, will that translate? I don't know. I just there's a little there's a there's a nugget there. That's why I'm cheer for.
I'll say one thing before we move on. Keep an eye out for Jalen Reese, true freshman out of Orlando. Kid has ran the Oak Ridge program for 4 years. He won our Florida Rebels program his entire high school career, floor general. He could be something in a few years. Not unexpected this year, but in a few years, just keep an eye out for him.
We didn't even talk about Alex Lloyd at Florida.
We didn't talk going to Florida's freshman class, but I think it's going to be hard for both of them to carve out a role.
Yeah.
Um,
I
But
agree.
yeah, just keep an eye out for those kids as well. All
Yep.
right, Mississippi State. I'm seeing 8, 9 seed at best,
Hold up.
but
Did we stop going alphabetically? Because
Ole Miss is with O.
there's that's not their name.
It's
That's
Ole
their
Miss with an
name.
O.
All right, fine. Mississippi State. What do you got then?
I think they're going to be an 8, 9 seed at best, just kind of like how they have been past few years. Yep.
Three.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, Josh Hubbard is a given.
He's going to average 20 plus, but I don't
This
know
is
where the rest of the points are going to come from.
no, I don't either. This is the most massive team. Like this is a team you just don't want to get into a fight with.
This is a big team right here.
Quincy Ballard, 6'11 monster from Wichita. You got this kid, Brandon Walker, who's 6'7, 250 from Montana
That
State.
kid, by the way, is not good.
I'm not saying he's good. I'm just
Okay,
saying
okay.
don't get in a fight with him.
That guy T. Bartlett, the freshman, is massive. They call him Baby Shaq in high school.
Yeah.
Acor,
Um,
Acor, which how does he have eligibility?
I don't know, but he should have been on our top names list. If he wasn't, he should be.
He left Kansas State early. That's why, because he literally left Kansas State to explore pro options. That's why I'm like, how is he playing college basketball? That's why he wasn't on the list.
Yeah.
This
And
team,
this kid McGee from UAB can shoot. Um,
the more I'm looking at this team, I I don't even know if they'll make the tournament. Like Josh Hubbard,
is a
he's
given.
like he's like a Ferrari parked in a trailer park, bro.
Yeah,
Like this team is not good.
fair. So where you have them, three or four?
I mean, I'll keep him at 3 because I
Okay.
don't. There's no way the SEC goes from setting the record for most teams to having like, you know what I mean?
Seven? No, they're going to have enough teams. It's just the teams at the top, I don't think are as good.
Yeah,
And
like Auburn isn't going to be the same.
yeah,
All
so
right, and next up we have Missouri, the biggest surprise team in the league last year.
yeah,
They're going to need to surprise me again if they're going to do anything. This team is no bueno.
that's why I have them in the tier four.
Yeah,
'Cause-
they not even I'm not a fan of their portal class at all. They lost a ton of production. Mark Mitchell obviously had a great year.
yeah,
Did a lot that we didn't see him do at Duke. So big returner, and I like Anthony Robinson.
yeah.
But the rest,
Yeah, I think you know what you're getting from Sebastian Mack. This kid, Jaden Stone, 6'4" kid out of Detroit, averaged 21 2 years ago, but then sat out. And then you got a 6'11" kid from Loyola Marymount. I don't know that that translates.
that's that kid from Loyola Marymount has Missouri ties. It's Michael Porter Jr.'s brother.
Ah,
He's
okay.
not good. There's
Well,
a reason he's the only brother not in the league.
it's yeah, I have them at four, but I could see them being at five.
Yeah, this team's not good. But Dennis Gates, man, he made a miracle happen last year.
Yeah.
Ole Miss with the O. This
So
team
wait a second.
intrigues.
Let's go back. If we're doing it alphabetically, which comes first, K or L?
What L team?
Oklahoma is next. OK versus
Bro, I
OL.
copied the list from the internet. This is not my fault. I didn't do it myself. I
Okay.
copied the list from the internet.
All right.
All right.
You want
Obviously,
to go back to Old Miss and we'll
we're
just.
starting at Ole Miss, bro.
All
We're
right.
doing it my way.
All right.
They lost basically their starting five, but they, I really like their portal class, and I think this is a very intriguing team for me.
Where do you have them?
Probably 3, but I think they'll definitely make the tournament.
I considered them five.
Oh my, you're
Then
insane,
I,
bro.
then I thought Chris Beard, they're four.
He
Um,
can cut, bro. Think about it. All right, so I think Malik Dia super
good.
underrated.
Good.
Obviously, he's the returning starter.
Yeah.
I think what I'm counting on is AJ Storr making a revenge tour.
Okay.
He had 2 really good years of basketball, went
Yes.
to a horrible fit, and now we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to have the shots he wants.
And I think
Chris
you know,
Beard.
Like Corin Johnson's solid. They got James Scott, who's functional size from Louisville, Travis Perry, who had his moments at Kentucky. They return and the Brazilian Eduardo Clafke, who got some minutes in SEC play. Nico Bundelow is like a high 4-star. Like, I don't think this team is going to be as good as they were last year, but I don't think this team is bad.
Uh, Breaking it down, James Scott, I think, has peaked, and what he does, he does. It's not.
That's why I said functional size from Louisville.
It's functional. Never a huge fan of Johnson's game. Klafka, I took a look at because they were all excited, and the the way Chris Beard defined him in an interview is he's our best cutter.
That's a great skill to have, bro.
And then the other kid, remind me, who else did you say?
Nico Bundelow.
No, the guy before that. Oh, Travis Perry. And I thought, yeah, I remember him playing at Kentucky, his home state. He's beloved there, where he averaged under four a game, if that, under, I think it was three. And he played a lot of minutes. And I'm thinking, wow, why would you leave a place you're adored to go here? And he's not a Chris Beard guy. I'm sorry.
Bro, okay, the team I just said they're not going to be amazing. I think that they'll be better than you have them.
All right.
You're AJ Store, revenge season.
Yes. Okay.
All right, Oklahoma. Jeremiah Fears, Jalen Moore, was their whole team last year. You're insane. You're
Nope.
insane.
Nope.
You're actually Nigel Pack. Just like,
Nope. It has nothing to do with night. I mean, that's
bro, their whole team was two
yeah,
players last year. I'll give you they have a very solid portal class coming in, very
yeah,
solid.
yeah.
But those two players are gone. This team is. I'm not expecting them to make. I'm not going to say they're five or anything, but I think they're a bubble team at best currently.
Okay. Xavier Brown is a do everything guard from St. Joe's.
Yeah, but St. Joe's literally had an NBA player, Eric Reynolds, who like set the record for St. Joe's scoring, and Xavier Brown, who averaged like 15 points a game and sucked.
No, understandably, but he does a lot. He was like 15, 5, and 5.
Yeah, they also had Rasheer Fleming and the all-time scorer, and they sucked. Those
And
players are not winners.
you're gonna have Brown, and then if Pack stays healthy, he's a proven guy.
How does he have eligibility?
Uh,
Get a job.
Take that up with other people. But if he stays healthy, he's had a problem staying consistently healthy. I am really excited about Darion Reed, the transfer from Alabama. Didn't really get a ton of minutes, averaged 6 points a game. I think he's on the verge of a breakout. I think the kid from Notre Dame, I averaged 15 in the ACC, Tay Davis, 6'9" kid. And, I it's a stretch, but I like Porter Moser, and I think that this is a team that could surprise.
Their bench, it might be the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. That kid Dayton Forsyth, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Might be the worst player in the SEC. And he might be their sixth man. South Carolina,
yeah.
there's no Colin Murray Boyles walking through that door, brother.
There is a Michi Johnson, though.
Back for round two.
I'm going to pick them as, if not the worst team, very close to the worst team, and that means they're probably going to win the SEC.
No, no, no. So this team, this isn't going to be like the team 2 years ago that like surprised. This team is not good at
I
all.
I got to be honest. I stopped at Michi Johnson, and
But he's not bad. Like we saw what he did 2 years ago in the SEC. He's gonna lead this team in scoring.
he's the only guy who could keep Gigi Jackson from scoring.
But this
He's the only
like
guy who shut down Gigi Jackson. I'm sorry.
I'm looking at this.
They're not good.
Yeah, I'm looking at the portal class. I'm looking at the newcomers, the returners.
You can keep looking.
Yeah. One
They
kid,
were,
Norton Capich, UC San Diego.
yeah. Okay.
He played he
You're
played
reading
at
off names
no,
now.
he played at Lynn 2 years ago.
I'll go back to Oklahoma. Andreas Holst, 7 foot Dane.
No,
Seven
I'm
foot
saying
Dane.
that we have a South Florida college
Uh,
transfer. Lynn, 2 years ago. Then he went to UC San Diego. They made the tournament. The kid's a winner.
Let me rethink my position on South Carolina. 6.
Yeah, this is not good. Tennessee.
Easy.
What do you think? Two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they'll nearly be as good as they
No.
were last year, but they will comfortably make the tournament. And then obviously Rick Barnes led squad, so we know the defense will be top tier. But there's no Zakai Ziegler walking through that door in what feels like a decade.
Okay, but it could be two of the best. Ahmed's not really a guard, but Jacoby Gillespie is really
Good
good.
player.
Was rated by some as like the third best transfer in the portal. Nate Ahmed is getting looks as the number one pick. I know you're not sold on him. You got this kid Amari Evans, who's 6'5" from OTE, who played 2 years in that program and consistently scored. Um, Jalen Carey and Felix Okpara give them better than functional size, some rim protection. And I kind of like Cade Phillips. I want him to,
The bench isn't there, bro. We don't got to talk about the bench, bro.
yeah, but Barnes doesn't really play
Exactly.
10 guys.
No, and there's they can maybe go seven deep,
If Ahmet is anything close to the number 3, 4 recruit, this is a really good team.
but he's not. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Texas. This is
What do
a
you have?
team I don't know because there's a like on paper they have a bunch of guys who have done something, and they have a solid coach. But I don't see this team having a Trey Johnson. You know, like I don't know who's their guy right now. They have a bunch of guys who have been a guy at previous stops, but they're not bad.
I have them 3.
I think they're probably three with the ability to go to two.
I struggled with this. I like the kid from FAU, Matis,
He's big.
7 footer. He's huge. Traore at 6'10" is another functional big, has been out the last year. But Jordan Pope and Tremont Mark don't get me out of bed. Like if Texas is playing at 9 a.m. on a Saturday in February, I'm gonna skip that game. Um,
One guy, I mean, he's kind of underperformed, I think, at both years of his career is Simeon Wilcher. And it's like maybe the change of scenery takes him to that next level that the high school pedigree was reflecting. Um, but I don't know. I don't it doesn't move me, this squad.
no.
And then also they stole Cam Heidi from Purdue.
Yeah,
Why?
why
That was just the most like irrelevant like move ever.
you're this close to a potential
Like Purdue
ring?
is really good. I mean, you're not like he's not gonna get a bigger role at Texas. I mean, maybe they paid him more, but it's like we know your game, bro. Like you're not taking a step up. I don't know. All right, second to last, we have Texas A&M.
Buckyball.
Bucky Ball. I'm very excited to see Bucky Ball, especially with, obviously he got the job super late
Yeah,
to bring in as much talent as he did.
good. Yeah,
Completely revamp the roster,
yeah,
and it's going to be a complete change what A&M was last year under Buzz.
yeah,
But they got some pieces, man. They got some good pieces. Pop Isaacs, we know he can go. Rylan Griffin down year at Kansas, but past 2 years before that, Alabama, he was a good player. Mackenzie Mbako going to be the big X factor for me on this team. If he can play like he did at the NBA Combine, this will be a very good team. If he plays like he did the past few years at Indiana, they're good.
yeah. I agree with all those guys. You got some size in Federico, whatever his name is. Jakari Lane's a 6 foot guard out of North Alabama who's a plus shooter. And this is another international guy, Ruben Dominguez, 6'6" guard out of Spain, was dominant in the unders a couple years ago, and he has an elite shot. So he fits Buckyball for sure. Um,
So yeah,
they're
but it's going to be hard losing. Obviously, it's not the same team, so I don't know if you can say losing production because it's just not the same team. I don't know if there's any returners, but it's going to be interesting to see Buckyball at the SEC. And last team on the list, Vanderbilt. Um, Mark Bington can coach,
yeah.
but this roster not on paper for me.
Yeah, I have them at tier three, but I could easily see them going four or five.
I don't think they'll go five. I
It,
think
it,
Devin McLaughlin is a good player for them. He's a returner. I think we know what Frankie Collins, I think might be his fourth stop. Frankie Collins, fourth stop. So we know what he can do. Duke Miles, was decent at Oklahoma last year.
Mike James.
Mike James. I don't, is Mike, there was somebody else. I'm thinking of somebody else. Um, uh, MJ Rice is a kid, different player. He just went JUCO, but Mike
Oh,
James, yeah, he's all right. He's decent. Louisville, then NC State. Jalen Washington is not that good, but he's big.
yeah. Kimball's a 6'2" guard from Eastern Kentucky.
Kimball's redshirting this year, though.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, he put up
yeah,
numbers at Eastern Kentucky, but not going to be
yeah, you
available
know
for them.
that. Probably tier four. I mean, they're experienced, but
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, I like their coach, but I mean, and they overperformed last year,
yeah,
and we saw a diamond in the rough. Jason Edwards, he found him from North Texas, blossomed into a elite SEC scorer, and then said, "Deuces, I'm going to Providence."
yeah,
So maybe there's another guy like that on this team that comes out of nowhere, averages 20.
yeah. We'll see. I
But I
think
think,
we summed it up. There's going to be a lot of teams in the mix. I don't think they'll get necessarily 13 teams in, and I don't know that a national championship team is out there. If I had to pick one, it's Kentucky. I'm sure you would go with Florida.
no, I mean, repeating's hard though. Like back to, and especially when you don't have, it's not like they're bringing back, their guys. Um,
Yeah,
but I think them and Kentucky are a
classic.
tier above
Yeah,
the rest of the
100%.
league. The league kind of reminds me of a roller coaster, tier one, tier five, and then a lot in tier three.
Yeah, yeah, I got you. Okay,
Um,
fair.
but no, this is not going to be the conference that it was last year, the conference that was the best of all time, the conference that set the record for most tournament teams. Um, I don't know how to, I don't think this is, I think obviously we have to do the rest of our conference previews, but I'm not expecting this. It's probably going to be a middle of the pack conference.
Yeah, we came in a little longer than we wanted, but
Yeah.
I think the Big 12 is next up in the if we go alphabetically.
We started with the SEC, so no. But we might do like the Big East, get a little 10-team conference, give you guys a little 20-minute episode because I know we're all talk when it comes to going under the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
But yeah, you got anything to say before we sign off?
Nope. Remember to like, subscribe. Remember, we're
Yeah,
your alternative to NyQuil.
I think we're very entertaining. And yeah, we'll have rest of the conference previews coming your way shortly. We want to get them out before college basketball starts. So yeah, see you on the next episode. Peace.